Flaming Dragon Friday. We have made it.
We have made it.
We have made it. We had football on Wednesday, football yesterday, football today, football tomorrow, football Sunday, and Saturday and football.
Going.
I screwed that all up.
It keeps going.
There's a lot of football.
Yeah.
Outside of Tuesday, there's pretty much football every day. And I'm so here for it.
I am too.
And I'm very excited about today's episode.
Why are you excited?
You'll see in a, well, I don't know if it's excited's the word.
Yeah, that's
horrified. Maybe that
it is October. It's
it is
Spooktober,
October,
y'all.
but you'll see why here in a second. Got a great show for you. We got live calls starting at 8:15 a.m. Eastern, 7:15 a.m. Central. That ought to be awfully interesting. The Chicago Bears win their first game of the season on the same day that legendary linebacker Dick Butkus passes away. North Carolina wide receiver Tez Walker finally gets freed from the communist regime known as the NCAA, and we're breaking down the keys to victory and the best bets for the top college football matchups this weekend. Oh yeah, baby. I'm Jay Crane, and welcome to Crane & Company. Sorry, not sorry. Now, Georgia has gotten off to slow starts this year, and they have seemed more mortal than they've been in a while, but yet they are still undefeated. They're developing while winning, and it's only a matter of time before they put it all together with all the talent that they have on the roster, and this weekend against Kentucky at home is when it's going to start. Now, Georgia's quote-unquote weakness on defense has been stopping the run, but in reality, when you really look at it, most of that pain has been caused from the quarterback position on the exterior in the run game. And Devin Leary from Kentucky is not a threat to pull it and run around the edge on any RPO or zone read. Now, Kentucky likes to get north and south. And the teeth of this Georgia defense isn't what it has been in the past, but this is not a walk in the tulips or a walk to remember either. Mandy Moore ain't showing up making you feel bad in this one. Now, the training wheels in key moments are starting to get taken off Carson Beck. We saw it 2 weeks ago. We saw it last week. And he's also completing over 70% of his passes. And while the Georgia run game has just been good enough, I do expect it to improve as the year goes on. Now, this Georgia team is hearing all the noise. They're getting healthier. And Kirby's going to be emphasizing the fast start and stopping Kentucky's best weapon in Ray Davis all week. He's going to be running around with that bullhorn, screaming his head off about it. Now, this team may not be elite yet, but this is the week they start turning in to who they are going to be. Give me the Dogs big in Athens this weekend. I'm going to bring in my co-host, former Michigan quarterback David Cohn. And it's Flaming Dragon, and here he is. He's doing it's Jimmy Butler's brother, Hemi Butler. Where are you?
Posers.
If you're on audio,
you have
to come over to YouTube.
Oh my goodness.
Get out of my room! Get out! You don't understand my music.
Brings a whole new meaning to flaming on this Friday.
Y'all know what day it is. Run it.
This is Flaming Dragon!
1.5, you posers. Bunch of conformists.
Oh my gosh, dude! Look, it's the similarities. It's pretty good. You did pretty good.
Right
He's a poser. He's a
Tim.
conformist living paycheck to paycheck for corporate greed.
Is this you the whole show today?
What do you mean, is this you? This is me. Get out of my room, David, and get off my lawn.
I would love to get out. If
It's
I'm
our
in
lawn.
your
Nobody
room,
owns that lawn.
something has gone
It's the
wrong.
eyeliner for me. It's the eyeliner. Oh my God, I'm gonna try and make it through this. All right, reel it back in. Reel it back in. You
Look at me.
take- No, I'm not looking at you. I'm not looking at you.
Now we
Not-
can't only say his name, but
No.
we can't look at him.
No.
I don't see my gender either.
Yeah,
Disgusting.
Trust me, I'm asking a lot of questions over here.
David, Georgia, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking, look, spread's 14.5,
Mm-hmm.
but he's talking about Georgia's on upset alert.
Ooh.
This Georgia team isn't, and I'm not saying they're as dominant as the past two teams, because they're not yet, right? I don't think they're going to get to that level. I don't think there's that team in college football right now. But they're hearing all of this. It's not like Georgia has bad players, but when you really get down to the nitty-gritty in this game, I think Georgia's going to be able to stop the run. Like I said, this isn't some East and West RPO style. Peyton Thorne's not keeping it going around the edge here for 61 yards. I mean, hell, even the UAB quarterback was able to run for a decent yards per play and score a touchdown on him. That's not who Kentucky is. Kentucky's heavy gap scheme run. They want to base you. They want to down you. They want to pull. They want to kind of keep it in the box a little bit with Ray Davis, and I get it. He's your best weapon. If they get made to be one-dimensional with Georgia's secondary, guys like Malachi Starks running around there, I still don't trust Devin Leary to be able to throw Kentucky to a win. And while this Kentucky offensive line played better against Florida, I don't trust them as far as I can throw them against this Georgia defensive line.
You said something in your open that perfectly encapsulated the way I think about this game, which is this is the week we find out from Georgia what they're going to be for the rest of the season. I really do think that because you go to Auburn and play a first-year Hugh Freeze team on the road in Jordan-Hare. I wasn't surprised at all that game was close. That's the Deep South's oldest rivalry. This is the week where I feel like we do find out so much more about Georgia being at home, facing this great run team from Kentucky, and is undefeated matchup. The weird thing to me when we talk about this East-West run that Auburn put forward, usually when you're running the football, you want to go north and south. You don't want to go east and west. And Auburn did have success up the middle of the field, especially with Robbie Ashford, but it was off of the East-West jet
the eye manipulation
design.
stuff.
That was the thing. That's not Kentucky's game plan. And another thing that I just find really weird is we're not talking about a Kentucky team that just runs the ball really well that doesn't have a capable quarterback. Devin Leary can do it, man. I mean, the last couple of years I've been watching this kid saying he throws one of the prettiest balls in the country, but like we've talked about with a lot of guys, it takes more than throwing a tight spiral to be a good quarterback. So when you say the phrase, I don't trust Devin Leary, I understand why. I get it. We haven't seen it the last year and a half, the last year at NC State and then so far this year at Kentucky, but the talent is there. And this is the week where he's going to have to figure it out. And for Georgia, when we talk about, we're going to find out more about them. If you find yourself in too many one-possession games with a first-year quarterback, you're bound to lose one of them eventually, right? So is this a 3-4 touchdown win for Georgia, or can Kentucky keep it close? I'm hoping for a close ball game.
Well, and
yeah, you look at him.
Flaming. Any offense that's one-dimensional is going to be tough. But I feel like a lot of what Kentucky has done in the passing game has been off of play action because the run game's been successful, right? Mm-hmm. You get the safeties creeping up. You start worrying about running the alley against the run, coming up and fitting it. You get more one-on-one opportunities in the outside. This Georgia team, with Devin Leary back there, if Georgia gets up and it gets to the point where Kentucky now has to come back, I don't think this offense is built to get into a game where, hey, now we're down 2 scores. All right, we're down 20 to 7 or 20 to 6 going into the fourth quarter. We've got to start throwing the ball, or 17 to 6 going into the fourth quarter, because I do think Kentucky's defense is going to show up. Mm-hmm. It's just gravity over time. That's a formula that leads to winning for the team with better players. I just don't think they're built to be able to do that without turning the ball over. And then that's when it snowballs on you.
No, I agree. I think the internal darkness of Kirby Smart's going to come out Saturday.
The internal
darkness of Brock Bowers is going to come out. Kentucky, conformist. That's what they are. Posers. I think you're going to see that Saturday with what Georgia's going to do. Georgia's built to beat teams like Kentucky. Yeah, that's what Georgia's built for, all right? Ray Davis is an NFL running back, but getting between those tackles and sledding through that the whole game is not going to be great for you. Devin Leary hasn't used his wheels in a long time, hasn't thrown the ball great, and it's an anomaly that Auburn threw for 80 yards and almost beat Georgia. You're not going to do that again. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. Sitting at 13.5, 14.5, I think Georgia wins this game. I think Georgia actually plays a complete game, especially being at home. They need to let Carson Beck off the training wheels a little bit and let him go, start pushing the ball down the field, because if Georgia does get up early, I think this will be a snowball effect. I think Devin Leary will start panicking like Jodie Foster, all right? And I'm just going to be in my room looking at my mirror crying. All right? So that's what I'm going to do.
I love the in and out of the emo accent and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I do want to say this too. Liam Cohen, the offensive coordinator at Kentucky, came from the Rams when they were, hot as hot can get a couple years ago with Will Levis. Then he goes back to the NFL. Then he comes back. I think you are going to see him, and I'm very interested to watch how he kind of groups personnels. Not only that, but how much motion, right, and how much movement you get pre-snap to try and out-leverage Georgia at some points, to try and get Georgia a little bit off balance and off kilter. How much formation in the boundary? How many times are you going to go out in 12 personnel and run trade where both tight ends switch to the line of scrimmage and then you snap the ball? I would not be shocked, David, to see a ton of jet sweep motion.
From Kentucky?
From Kentucky in this game to kind of give that east and west and keep that eye manipulation going because they're seeing that.
So to look a little bit like Auburn?
To look a little bit like Auburn, but I don't think they're going to use Devin Leary to keep the ball and run. They're going to use that jet sweep motion. Maybe you put the back in the pistol, use that jet sweep motion, fake the jet sweep, hand it off, run what you run, counter power, things like that. But then also use the jet sweep motion, be able to tell, hey, if it's man or if it's zone, are they traveling? Are they spinning? What are they doing? And then play action off of it, maybe hit the jet sweep guy in the flat. I think you're going to see a lot of Dr. Seussing, as I call it, from Lee and Cohen in this.
You might be right.
You have to, right?
Well,
what, are you going to line up and just run it right at them?
You have to look at the game film from Auburn and say, how did a team that doesn't have the roster that Georgia has keep it close and really have this game won? Of course, let's implement a few of the things that they did. At the same time, you don't want to completely change your identity with only 1 week
that's
prep.
True. I get
so
that.
I think you'll see, like you said, a couple things with window dressing. I think you hit it on the nail the first time, which is, if you're going to run downhill, that's what you're good at, but off the play action, I just need to see Devin Leary just really take advantage of those shots. And on Devin Leary not running the ball, like we saw from Auburn's quarterbacks. Again, this is something I say about J.J. McCarthy at Michigan. You don't need to take off for a 70-yard run.
No, it doesn't
what you need to do
70.
is take off for a 7-yard run at the right time. Sometimes it's just as simple as pulling that zone read and getting 4 yards on 3rd and 3.
Well, and I expect him to pitch backwards, too, on early downs. I wouldn't be shocked to see some quick throws. We saw South Carolina supplement the lack of a run game with that quick passing game early.
Tunnel
the screen
screens,
game, they hit that tunnel for a touchdown. So I'd not be shocked to see that. I'm going to be shocked if you don't hit that like button. Really appreciate it. Subscribe as well. And look, it's something else that's not shocking. It's no secret that we're all loving Jenny Sell's dark spot corrector. Because if anybody knows about the darkness,
it's in my soul. This light's hurting my skin. I need some Genucel.
That's right. And look, you may be asking, what does this product even do? Well, guess what I'm about to tell you. Well, look, we all have sunspots, brown spots, discoloration, or dry skin. With the Genucel Dark Spot Corrector, you can watch these blemishes disappear in front of your very eyes. What I say all the time, you don't want to look like a twister board. Right hand red, ooh, gross.
No.
Right? You don't want to look like one of the 101 Dalmatians.
Yeah.
You don't want that stuff. All right? So take advantage of Genucel's most popular package, which includes the Dark Spot Corrector, plus the classic Genucel bags and puffiness treatment for Puffy the Vampire Slayer over here, and the immediate effects for almost 70% off. Even conformists like that deal. 70%, that's more free than it's not. All right? And they're so confident that, in their products, you can try them for yourself completely risk-free. If you don't see results in 1 day, you'll get your money back. So it's simple. Go to Genucel.com/booster. That's BOOSTER, and start looking years, even decades younger tomorrow. Say hello to the best skin you've ever had. It's for men and women. It's a great gift as well. That's Genucel.com/booster, GENUCEL.com/booster. Also, we would love if you bought some merchandise. All right, you can see it. We're going to put the link in the chat. It would be great if you guys could go buy some of that. We want to refill it. There's not a lot left, but we got a brand new Booster Club design, which we're going to unveil next week.
I love it, man.
Let's do it. We're going to unveil next week to you guys. We want to know who all wants a shirt. We know you guys want one. All right, let's get to the club.
Go to the Booster Club because I want to, not because you told me to. Okay? Let's go to Sam with a $5 donation, conformist. Choosing violence right now on I-95 in D.C. Need a flaming dragon to provide close air support. Huckleberry, ZJ out. Sam, get out of my room. All right? It's disgusting.
Hey, look up, though. There's a dragon.
Too much pizza sauce, $2 donation. Love you guys. Best sports show out there. Don't assume my gender.
Thank you.
Too much pizza sauce is a handle? I love that.
I love that. Some of these handles.
Let's go to Tyler Timmerman, $10 donation. Jake, will you please give my son the 2014 Nashville Warriors Hockey Club a motivational speech?
Yes.
The first tournament in Dallas this weekend.
Let's go. Play the music. What's his son's name again?
His son's name's Philip.
Philip. Let me fill up your mind with this knowledge. You guys got a big one this week in Dallas. Wait, what's the name of that Dallas team? Oh, the Stars. And that's who you are, Philip. That's who you guys have always been. Go take it. Is it a road game? That's great. I love going on the road. I'm a road trip kind of guy. I want the crowd to boo me. I want you deep down to not like me because it motivates me. What did Spencer Rattler say? If you don't have haters, you're not popping. I need an approach. Y'all going to go take it. There's no prisoners. You're taking them all down. So, Phillip, good luck this week. I don't care what position you play. If you're the goalie, right? Or you're the any position on the hockey ice. You got this, dog. Fill up the goal. Then fill up your cup because you're a champion.
Mediocre job.
Winner.
Let's go to Mike RFF Lifestyle. $5 donation. Hey, Friday. Bears won, baby. And Flaming Dragon, can you say 2 things? I'll be in my room. Painting. And somebody kill me, please.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Dude, I can't get over the Highlander.
All right, let's go to Patrick May with a $2 donation. Jake,
Yes.
please read Haynes King's stats. Is Haynes King's balling out right now?
He's actually having a better year than what I thought, but they just got their pants pulled down by Bowling Green, so I don't know if this is the week to
Still
really...
Scott Leffler, man.
And look, Haynes King doesn't play defense. I will say his motion does look better. It does look better. And again, look, guys improve, but let's go back to it. I stand by what I said. I don't know how Jimbo Fisher, with that motion by Haynes King, and he's a tough kid, right? Coach's kid, seems like a great dude. I don't know how you look at that throwing motion and then look at Max Johnson and you're like, yeah, Haynes King, he's the guy. Now, or you don't at least try and change it, but it does seem like Haynes is doing better and I'm happy for him. That's one thing that, if he continues to play well, I want them to be successful. I want Haynes to be successful, but I stand by what I said at A&M, but it is good to see him doing better.
All right, let's go to Sad Chinchilla, $5 donation. Says, got put in charge of my first electrical job building a fire department this weekend. Love
Really?
you guys. Wish me luck.
Look,
Wow,
well,
that's awesome.
if you need help with anything with the fire, you got a Flaming Dragon right at your disposal.
That's a big responsibility.
That is a big responsibility.
All right, let's go here. Have we changed anything of the winners of the Oklahoma and Texas game? If you had to pick one to have a better game, Quinn Ewers or Dylan Gabriel?
Don't miss our Saturday special.
Yeah, we're breaking it all down on our Saturday special. We did our Texas and Oklahoma preview as well that you can catch on the channel. I'm taking, I'll just tell you right now, talked about this yesterday. I'm taking Quinn Ewers, both really good players. But the thing about Quinn to me is, I think the efficiency numbers on Dylan Gabriel are a little bit because of the system, right? With what he runs, there's a lot of easier passes. You can get that completion percentage up. I'm not saying Dylan is not a good quarterback. Dylan's fantastic. But I think Quinn Ewers is one of the best anticipatory passers in all of college football. He's running a complex system. And man, from a nuanced standpoint, from having touch, from being able to throw the fastball, throw the curveball, throw the slider, he's very, very talented. And his running ability, since he's lost that weight, he's not going to go run against Jamaica in the 100 meters in the Olympics, but he's good enough to extend the play outside the pocket and take off and be effective.
Let's go to the Barista JM with a $10 donation. He said, Saturday might be for college football, but right now it's also for World Cup rugby. This week's Ireland versus Scotland is definitely worth a watch. Screw the Braves. Let's go Phillies.
Okay,
Wow.
listen, I'm all for
happened there.
the rugby. We got a rugby ball in here, Ireland versus Scotland, right? There's going to be some drinks drunk at that. You best believe that. But the Braves slander's not going to be tolerated.
not
It's not
today.
going to be tolerated. And look, the crazy part about it is I really don't hate the Phillies. I don't like them.
I love hate.
I hate love.
Me too.
But the Mets can't stand them.
Yeah.
Absolutely can't. Yankees can't stand
Yeah,
them.
no Braves hate here as we sit on the, the cusp.
But there's a little
Playoff
revenge this
baseball.
year, and guess what? Ronnie's back. Papa Bear's back. He's ready to slap. We'll get to talking about slapping in a second. One more.
SBG Paladin, as a huge UGA fan, I respectfully disagree with all of your takes. I predict UK winning by 2 touchdowns.
That sounds like an
Oh.
emotional hedge.
It's a smart fan.
That sounds like an emotional hedge. Look, we do the same thing here. I get it. I'm not going to down you. I'm going to applaud you for
You
that.
kidding me? I got Michigan losing to Minnesota this week.
Yeah, that's right. Cone doesn't think Michigan's going to win another game all year. Probably ever again. You seen their schedule next year? They're probably not gonna. So,
That schedule.
yeah, dude, absolutely nuts. You seen USC's too? Our boy Drew threw it on X yesterday.
Yeah.
Not a fun time. Not a fun time. But what's going to be a fun time is right now, Jeremy's Razors is doing a special partnership where you can win a free trip to Las Vegas to see Power Slap live on October 25th. And guess what? We're going to be there too.
Yep.
If you don't know what Power Slap is, all right, it is the modern day gladiator sport of slapping. These two grown men stand right up facing each other and take turns slapping each other until one of them gets knocked out. That's literally all it is, and it's amazing. The setup, the production value is fantastic. But all you have to do between now and October 14th is purchase a Precision 5 Razor starter set or Jeremy's chocolate, and you'll be entered to win a VIP trip to see Power Slap live. This is an exclusive event. It's not open to the public. All right, and one lucky winner is going to get 4 tickets to Vegas, baby, to see Power Slap 5. Huzzah! It starts and ends on October 14th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. So slap the woke out of your shaving routine with Jeremy's Razors. Go to jeremyrazors.com/slap for the complete sweepstakes rules and to purchase your Precision 5 or Jeremy's chocolate to enter. You must be 18 or older and a U.S. citizen for participation. jeremyrazors.com/slap for more details and the full set of rules entry. Can't wait to do that, boys. It's going to be fun.
Maybe we should take the belt with us.
No, we should. We actually
Take the belt
legitimately
with
should.
us.
We actually legitimately should now we think about it. All right, let's get to keys to victory.
Keys to victory. First one up, we got some games tonight. Kansas State at Oklahoma State. How you feeling about this one?
God, trying to bet on these games tonight is just... Here's the key. Oklahoma State looks like they're going to go with the Bowman guy, who's been in college for 37 years. Okay, it's been a carousel at quarterback. You know, they did score 27 at Iowa State, but they gave up 34. At first, when I saw this, we're going to go to locks, leans, and dogs later. I do like the under in this game. I do like it. But I have a tough time trusting the Oklahoma State defense to not let Kansas State really run the checkup. Because Will Howard, you're coming off the bye week. You're healthier. I do like this Kansas State team. I like them on defense as well. I know they lost that game at Missouri, but that loss is looking better and better and better. And Coach Kleiman does a really good job of getting his team ready to play. Now, look, they did beat Oklahoma State 48-0 last year. I just don't think Oklahoma State's very good. It seems like the fire has gone out for Gundy. So if you're Oklahoma State, I think you have to score a touchdown on special teams. I think you have to score a touchdown on defense. And Kansas State's going to have to help you out, right? You're going to have to, for lack of a better term, Oklahoma State's going to have to get lucky. And I typically don't just use that one as my key to victory. And if you're Kansas State, you got to just continue to be yourself. You don't got to go out there and do anything crazy. Will Howard doesn't have to go out there and throw for 500 yards or show up, in emo garb like Jimmy Butler or my brother over here. You have to really just go be yourself. And I think if you're yourself and you're heavy in the run game, what sets up the play action game, which a healthier Will Howard means a better running Will Howard. And look, that dude's a load. That dude is an absolute load. So I like Kansas State tonight. They just can't go in there and try and get cute, which if you know anything about Coach Kleiman coming over from North Dakota State, getting cute, that's not in their vernacular out there.
I like Kansas State as well, but Flamer over there, -11 on the line on the road.
By the time Oklahoma State figures it out, they're already going to be dead. Going to be dead. They're worthless like my mom's college degree. Give me K-State cover.
Wow, so much going on today.
There's
all right,
so much going on.
The next one tonight, Nebraska at Illinois. I stared at all of the bets in this game for 5 minutes and had no idea. I have no idea what to take in this game.
Look, this is one of those. Where you throw the dart, like you get the dog to run. You put a name on a piece of paper, and you get the dog to run to it. I do think though, I don't trust this Illinois defense.
I don't either.
You'll see that with my bet. I don't trust them. You lost a ton. Heck, I'm watching your guys make plays for the Seahawks right now on Monday Night Football. You lose Ryan Walters to Purdue, your DC. I think Nebraska is better with their new quarterback. He's a heavy runner, not a bad thrower. I know the teams they played before Michigan weren't exactly great when he was able to move the ball and they were going to score, but this Illinois team isn't great. What I'm more worried about is when I look at the total at 43.5, and you'll see how we both, David, manipulated it, is that can Illinois score enough against a Nebraska defense that outside of the Michigan game, has carried this team? Go back to the Minnesota game. You give up 13 points. A lot of it's because Jeff Sims fumbled the ball late. You go back to the Colorado game. They kept you in it as long as possible. And their defensive coaching staff does such a good job. Last week, that was just you were beat at birth. Like, let's be honest. That Michigan team, when all of them were born and all your guys were born, you lost that game. That's when that game was lost. But this one, I look at Illinois, and outside of Altmaier, I know they got a couple, Isaiah's a good player. But this Nebraska team, if you have one or two things that work, they can take that away. They're good enough to do that. So I almost went Nebraska money line here at +142. And to be honest with you, I'm still thinking about taking Nebraska. My question is, though, does the home field advantage, at what point does Illinois wake up on it? Because I like Altmaier. I know he's thrown 7 picks. A lot of those are in one game. But I think he gives them a chance because he can run too now. Like Luke can really, really run. But man, you'll see my bet. I'm leaning Nebraska in this game.
Well, Nebraska, when we talk about how good they are on defense, is mostly the run defense is so good. Giving up 86 yards per game is where they're really strong. But through the air, like they give up a lot through the air. So, and I like Altmaier too. The problem with it is Illinois on the other side is giving up 419 yards a game.
Yeah.
And I look at that and I don't really know how.
Is Nebraska over 2.5 touchdowns at like plus 150 the best bet? Am I stupid for not taking that?
Is that what it is, 14.5?
No, over 2.5 touchdowns. Like if they
you're not talking about their TTP.
No. I'm talking about the team total touchdown prop. Over 2.5 is at plus money.
Then I watched the way they played offense against Colorado.
See, like that's I know Jeff Simpson in there, but can you score 2 touchdowns on offense and a defensive touchdown or something? Like I don't know. Am I leaving money out there by not taking that? You'll see what I took, right? You'll see what I took, but I feel like I'm leaving money out there.
All right, let's get to some games this weekend. LSU at Missouri. Keys to victory, boys.
Well, we talked about it earlier in the week. Both these past defenses have really struggled. LSU offensively is playing, in my opinion, as good as anybody in the country. And defensively playing about as bad as anybody in the country. I do want to give credit to Ole Miss, but we've seen this a couple times now with LSU. My key for LSU would be, remember who you are, like defensively.
Yeah.
Like the lack of physicality, and look, you're lining up a yard off the ball. Like you are doing things schematically that aren't great, right? But that happens. Okay, you're going to give up points that way. But when you're having to bring in 82-year-old Pete Jenkins to come in there for the defensive line, to me that's a mindset thing. You're having to bring in an old head to come in there and bite through some lockers. Like LSU has got to remember that true LSU is a physical, get off the bus, turn the tape on, put the fear of God into the other team. I remember watching LSU on defense and having to do like this when they were hitting people. Because they have the personnel to do it. This isn't South Carolina's offensive line where there's not any magic or scheme or motivational speech that can help you or save you. So LSU, I'm not worried about LSU's offense. Jaden's going to cook. Brian Thomas is going to cook. Like Malik Neighbors and these guys, they're going to do well. But LSU's got to remember when they put that jersey on, that you represent more than yourself. Mm-hmm. You represent a lineage of guys on defense that are trying to knock your teeth through the back of your throat. That's who LSU really is. And there's times where you can line up wrong and still kick somebody's ass. Now, you don't want to. That's not the formula. But LSU needs to remember that. And I think the key for Missouri is don't let the pressure get to you. Mm. We can sit here and talk schematically about, Luther Burden needs to do this, and that's great. And we've talked about that all week. But there's a lot of pressure on LSU. I think there's more pressure on Missouri. Mm. You get that big win over Kansas State. You get over one hump. Now, you get over this LSU hump, and it's the biggest win that since Drink's been there, even though LSU is 3-2. I think we could agree with that. But this one's a statement that Missouri, this is not some Ole Miss from last year where you start out 6-0 and drop a lot at the end, or Syracuse where you start out and, it's a cool story, and then they just fade as you get in the conference season. This is Missouri's chance to be able to say, you know what? We're a legitimate problem. And we are taking that next step. We got guys that can beat the LSUs of the world. And they hung with Georgia last year. But Brady Cook has done such a good job of eliminating those 2 to 3 mistakes that he would make typically when he was moving outside the pocket or trying to improvise last year, not turning the ball over. We know Luther Burden's a freak. All right, we know that Weiss is playing really well. Schrader's they got 2 good backs with Schrader and the other kid. And it's the defense, though, for Missouri. I don't think this game needs to be a track meet if Missouri's going to win. I think LSU can get more stops than Missouri. Believe it or not, some people think I'm crazy.
Is this going to be a shootout like last week in Oxford?
It's hard to say it's not, to be honest.
How can you say it's not?
And I've been all over LSU shows, and at this point, it's a simple message. Why do you got to make things so complicated? LSU's doing what now? They're going to a 4-man front.
Yep.
Thank you, God. Let these guys go play. You bring in 82-year-old Pete Jenkins. Your defensive line coach obviously leaves. Then 2 weeks before, your defensive line coach has a stroke, so you have to elevate a what? An assistant. Let LSU players look like they're overthinking it on defense. That's what they look like they're doing. Let these kids go play. I was on AYS the other day, and in the back end, I've seen better communication in the School for the Deaf and Blind. All right, can we get better at talking in the back end? I'm not talking about LSU's offense. I'm not worried about it. It does come to an argument now. If you are LSU's offense, do you have to start slowing down to help your defense? I know you don't want to because it's working so well, but you have to slow it down because your defense can't get stops. And the next thing, quickly,
go ahead.
Harold Perkins needs to rush the passer. Do not drop Harold in coverage. That is not who he is. He needs to go get his ass after the quarterback. 4-man. Harold Perkins, if you can get to Cook, it'll be a different battle. It'll be a different game, right? If Brady on his spot is nice. He really is. This defense, it's bad. I like Missouri in this game. I think Missouri's going to get up. It's going to be their Super Bowl game. And I think Missouri's front seven, all right, can get more stops. And I can't believe I'm saying this. Than LSU's front seven, yeah.
Against the pass. Like, against the run, I'm with you. I think they can slow them down against the run. But Missouri against the pass
has
gotten just drugged like that dog behind the car in the Family Vacation movie with Chevy Chase. All right? Like they've gotten drugged like that. Like, oh no, we just drove 200 miles.
LSU's gotten drugged in every...
No, look. I'm not saying that's a crazy thing. When it comes to the pace, changing the pace, I feel like if you're going to tell the offense to slow down, that's like if your right arm got cut off and you're just shooting out blood, that you decide to cut your left arm so maybe all the blood won't start coming out of your right arm. Like, to me, if we're going to, look, if we're going to ride this thing
I know all
out,
about that, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
It's not start, bench, cut. It's cut.
Wow.
All right?
But no, but going to the 4 down, I like that.
Yeah.
It's been a tough deal, obviously, with the health there, but it's going to be interesting. I think this is going to be a hell of a game, man.
All right, we've been previewing it all week. Game of the week, Red River Shootout, Texas, Oklahoma.
Yeah. Keys and look, we've talked about it all week. Oklahoma, can you run the ball? Can you run the ball against this Texas team? That's the biggest question. You haven't been the greatest on the ground. This Texas front seven is different. Like I said, they went from Club Med to Judge Dredd. That's just the truth. If they can't, and I love Levy's system and I like going fast, I don't think they'll be able to score enough. Because while Oklahoma's defense has gotten better, I think it's really, really hard to stop Texas and Sark from scoring when you're seeing the emergence of the running back. Tashard Choice has done a really good job out there bringing in guys and developing guys. Obviously, just look at the running back for the Falcons right now. So for Oklahoma, it's can you run the ball enough to have balance on offense? For Texas, a lot of it is it's not overlooking Oklahoma. Right? It's not going in there and saying, oh, well, we beat them 49-0 last year. I don't think that's going to happen. This is a rivalry game. But when I look at this Texas team, that you can't go in there thinking, hey, Oklahoma's going to lay down when we get up. Because I think Texas is going to get out to a lead. Whether that's 10 points, whether that's 14 points. You can't then fall back on, hey, we beat them to sleep last year. We're just going to roll these guys because Oklahoma's going to keep coming. All they've heard about is that 49-0 loss last year. All they've heard about is that they haven't played anybody. That's the scariest thing to me if I'm a Texas fan. It's the fear of the unknown, right? Why do I not like going out deep in the ocean? I don't really know what's in there. We don't really know about Oklahoma yet. Not that I'm saying they're bad, that they might be bad. We don't know how good they are. We didn't know about Texas, really, until they went and played Bama. Got done with that game, everybody said, oh, God, this is different. So that's where I'm at on it. You'll see our picks with Sean Merriman tomorrow.
Can that Oklahoma secondary keep up with A.D. Mitchell and Xavier Worthy?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. God, and this game's so interesting because you look like the past couple of years, and even before last year, Oklahoma's gotten off to an extremely slow start in games like this, and you can't do that against this team. And you look at this Oklahoma team, and I was in the space last night. Oklahoma hadn't ran the ball very well this year.
Yep.
You're going to have to establish a line of scrimmage in this game. If you can't run the ball, Texas is going to sit on everything you do. I think Texas is a more complete team. I mean, Brooks, A.D. Mitchell, Worthy, and Quinn gets up for games like these. Like the Bama games and the Oklahoma games. Big game moments, you get big game Quinn. I think Quinn will probably make one mistake or two mistakes, but I feel like Quinn will have an easier time in this game because he can turn around and hand the ball off to Brooks and go get 6, go get 7. I don't know if Oklahoma can do that. I think Oklahoma will stay in it, but I think overall, I think Texas has a better roster up front on the offensive line. You got to remember 0 sacks against Alabama.
Yep.
That's something to say. If Oklahoma can't get to Quinn, Quinn's going to pick these guys apart. I think it's sitting at 5.5, 6.5. I think Texas pulls away late. But I think Venables makes some halftime adjustments. Oklahoma looks good. I've said this. Oklahoma's coming up, right? They're on the way, but Texas has already arrived.
Yeah. Love that. Speaking about already arriving, look, before you even arrive to the party, all right, we know these Monday and Thursday night NFL games, they can go late. You know, these college football games can go late. We know you may be, drinking, having some beer with the boys all day, watching the games, maybe other things, okay? And they can lead to some not so fun mornings when you have to get up and go to work. All right, let's be honest. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Every Monday into holiday, right? Some of y'all got to work on Sunday, early in the morning, like us, when we do the Sunday recap. But that's where Z-Biotics comes into play, right? The scientists have cracked the code. All right, Z-Biotics is a pre-alcohol probiotic. It's the world's first genetically engineered probiotic, and it was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. Y'all see where I'm going with this, right? I don't think I have to use the word. Y'all know what I'm talking about here. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets turned into a toxic byproduct in your gut. It's that byproduct, not dehydration, that makes you feel bad in the morning. Okay, don't fall for the old trick, okay? Just like they used to give people salt tablets instead of water. We've come a long way from then, okay? They produce an enzyme to break this byproduct down. It's designed to work like your liver, but in your gut where you need it the most. So do you drink it before? You drink it before you go drink. Does that make sense? Okay, so go to zbiotics.com/booster to get 15% off your first order with code BOOSTER, BOOSTER at checkout. Z-Biotics is backed with a 100% money-back guarantee, so if you're unsatisfied for any reason, which you won't be, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. That's zbiotics, BIOTICS.com/booster, and use the code BOOSTER at checkout for 15% off. You're in college? Yeah. Here you go, bud.
Very fitting we read this on a Friday.
It is very fitting we read this on a Friday.
As a guy who doesn't believe in just going out to have a few beers.
Yeah. Look, I'm
telling you. If I go out, I'm going out.
This right here, magic.
It works.
Magic. Go check it out, zbiotics.com/booster. All right, I'm going to get back to the Booster Club. I do want to get to rapid fire.
All right, rapid fire. Hold on, I have a
Pew, Paul.
All right, Bears win their first game of the season. Leave it up to the Redskins to make the Bears look like world beaters. But they win their first game this season on the same day that Hall of Famer Dick Butkus.
When this came out, first off, rest in peace, Dick Butkus, one of the best ever. When this came out, I was like, oh no.
I wanted to switch everything I took. I wanted to switch every bet I took when I saw this.
Yep. Like and I tell you, the Bears came out, they dominated that game.
Yeah.
The Redskins made a little run in the second half. You know, I don't think if the Redskins turn the ball over on that second drive of the second half, I think it gets a lot more interesting. But if I'm a Bears fan, it's like one of two things. It's like, one, we're down like 3 starters on defense. Your center goes out. Like, where is the first half from the Broncos game last year and this been?
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is what, during the offseason, when I talked about DJ Moore coming over, why I was like, I think this can work. DJ Moore went for 230 and 2 touchdowns. Should have had 3.
Yeah. He did, didn't he?
Or 3. What, did he end up with 3?
He had 3. Should have had 4.
Yeah, 4. I'm sorry. I mean, he had 22 fantasy points in the first half. Believe me, I know. He was on my bench. Okay? But Justin Fields, I thought the offensive line played about as well as they could play. They gave up a couple sacks. This Commanders' defensive line is one of the best in the league.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best in the league. And it's not just in pass pro. They were running right at him. When Herbert went out, Blasingame was running right at him. And when you have a guy like Justin Fields, that you can have those design runs, or he can keep the ball off his own read, and you're getting pushed like that up front, you're running draws on, not quarterback draws, just HB draws, inside zone on 3rd and 7, and getting it. And guys were wide open all night for the Bears. All night. I'm watching Tanyan ball. I'm watching Cole Kmet ball. I'm watching DJ Moore ball. It just got to the point where I was like, if I'm a Bears fan, I'm almost pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost legitimately pissed off. Like, that was their first win in how many games?
They're 3-18, I think, since Eberflus has been there.
Like, they said first win in 14 games?
Something like that.
That's insane.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm looking at the Bears team like, Justin Fields was on point. That second touchdown pass he threw
perfect
on the double move, was
whole
that Sluggo?
Yeah, whole shot.
Oh my God. Was an absolute dart.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just absolutely It just, I don't know. I did not recognize that Bears team I saw. That Commanders team looked shocked. The look on Chase Young's face was like, because they came out and got punched right in the teeth from the jump. The Bears jumped them. They turned the corner, and all of a sudden, Justin Fields was sitting there with a baseball bat.
Well, the couple things I noticed in this game is, one, you saw a lot more design quarterback run for Justin Fields. That's what you're going to have to do with him. That's who he is. The guy's an elite runner. 2, you see what Justin Fields does when he has some time in the pocket, right? And 3, Justin Fields looked like he knew what he was looking at this game.
For sure.
Right? He knew that DJ Moore was going to be – he missed Denzel Mooney a couple times in the end zone as well.
Well, first pass of the game.
Yeah. I mean, and there was no point. I knew the Bears were going to go get after it once that first play just got done and they took a shot first play. I knew the Bears were going to be about it this game. But you go look at the Redskins. Sam Howell in the first half was a disaster. Wasn't even close.
He's been playing good.
He came out in the second half and played great. And I believe in Sam. I think Sam's going to be their quarterback.
Sometimes
for a
I think
while.
he leaves.
He
leaves.
I still think
too
he might throw the best ball.
Well, he throws a really good ball. That one he threw on the drag to who was it? McLaurin,
Mm-hmm.
like over the linebacker and underneath the safety. Oh my! Or not to drag that over. Oh my God! But I feel like he leaves the pocket too soon.
Yeah, and he
just
always
seems
rolls out to his
erratic.
right.
Yeah,
he
it
has
just
a real
seems
bad problem
erratic
with just
to me.
rolling out his right when he breaks the pocket. But if you're this Bears team, man, you still have a lot of deficiencies, especially on defense.
Yeah.
Especially in the back end. But you can see the young talent starting to come up. You can see why you brought that new receiver in. You can see why Cole Kmet was one of the best tight ends in the league last year. He's an elite player. So the Bears, if you just got to give it time, man. You got to think the Bears were up 24 last week or something like that and came back and lost. The Bears are going to be okay, but it just takes time. If they can block up front, you give Justin Fields time and Justin's cool, calm, and collected in the pocket, the Bears could turn into a problem. But to me, what are we always known for the Bears for, right? Defense. Brian Urlacher. These guys that would put it on you on a daily basis. Fix that first. I think your offense is going to be okay.
Well, talking about being known for their defense, yeah, man, rest in peace, Dick Butkus.
Legend.
This
Yeah.
guy really
Legend.
solidified what the Mike linebacker position was going to
Yeah.
be. Coming out of Illinois, just 9 great seasons, had to retire for
See, like,
for a
should
knee
I put money
injury.
on Illinois? Like, if it works,
Trust
for
the
Bears,
signs.
like-
Trust the signs. But this is one of the things that I get frustrated with the NFL. You watch the Redskins, the way they played on the road at the defending NFC champions last week, right? Given the Eagles all they could handle, almost won that football game. And then at home against what I really started to think is the worst team in the NFL,
Well,
the
that-
Bears. And just to get blown out like
Yeah, well, that's why it's so hard to bet the NFL because the margin's so much different between the worst, or so much tighter and smaller between the worst team and the best team.
But while I did miss both my picks, I did have DJ Moore in fantasy football.
Well, there
Dropped
you
a
go.
49 piece, so
Yeah.
feel good about that.
Cajun fries?
All right, Tez Walker for North Carolina has finally been ruled eligible to play.
Boy, Tez, about damn time.
I'm glad, but like, what? Thanks for wasting everybody's time. Like now he's eligible in week 6.
NCAA, man.
Just a corrupt. Y'all gonna ban unofficial or photo shoots on unofficial visits, and then you're gonna. I'm so sick of this. Y'all have heard me, and I don't want to just ramble on about it. I'm glad that he's finally eligible to play, but the fact that he had to miss the first 6 weeks. There's a couple other guys that are out there too.
It's the patriarchy, man. It's the patriarchy.
It is
what
for
it
sure,
is.
100%.
Out of here. All right, Cam Rising's knee injury for Utah seems more serious than we first thought. He said it wasn't just the ACL, it was the MCL. He tore up
Apparently,
several
everything
things.
that is holds your knee. I don't know how his legs is still connected.
I don't know
from
if
the
he's
knee
going to
down.
play football at this point.
Like, it makes sense now.
Yeah.
But you watch him, I was watching him before the Florida game even. He's moving around decent on it.
Yeah, I know.
Like, is it something where you just shut him down? Is it time for a medical? Like, you should get a medical for this.
If you're ever going to do a medical, now's the time.
Yeah, because I don't know if he's redshirted, like if he's used a redshirt year or not. If he hasn't used a redshirt year, you just redshirt him.
Okay.
In my opinion. I mean, I'm looking at Utah right now. If Cam Rising can't play, because again, Cam Rising, some of his most effectiveness is running. His ability to run, right? He's kind of a bowling ball type runner, always falling forward. If he can't run, not that he's a bad passer, but that takes such a huge element away from his game. You talk about a guy extending drives on third and medium with his legs when it's not there, and then dumping it off to the tight end. So, I think you obviously got to be really careful with this, and they have been. But yeah, you find out, it's basically his knee just spontaneously combusted.
All right, let's go to the next one here. Pat Fitzgerald is suing Northwestern for $130 million in a wrongful termination suit. Figured that was coming.
Northwestern's a law school, right?
They
It's
have,
journalism. I know journalism is what they're really known for.
I think they
Is
teach
it
a couple
law?
things.
Is it law?
They have a law school.
They do? Yeah. It's like, how does this, it just sucks that if you're Pat Fitzgerald and you really did get screwed over, allegedly, whatever. Look, if the allegations are true, what happened, man? You can't have people turning the lights off and putting V for Vendetta masks on and just dry humping each other into oblivion. But, good luck. Good luck. I never thought I'd string those words together. Good luck suing a law school, right? What, it's like Harvey Specter just going to show up for Northwestern or whatever, right next to Michael Wilbon? Like, I don't know, man. Like, look, we'll see.
I never thought this would be Northwestern.
I know. How crazy is that?
This would be the last team.
I don't want to hear anything.
Thought.
Yeah, I don't hear anything from Northwestern again about, hey.
Like, you can't suck and have people dry humping each other with the lights off. Like,
yeah.
You can't. Those two things just don't go together.
We finally got a little more information on the transfer portal window, which has been closed now to 45 days.
Really emphasized the beginning of that. That was funny.
Mess it up. How am I supposed to say it?
But you're just like, never mind. I think this is good, right? I think this is good. Like, there's some things about the transfer portal I like. I've gone through those, but it does need to be closed. It was way too long. The tighter it is, the quicker you got to make a decision. We need to tighten up, right? What do they say? What do they tell Katherine Heigl in Knocked Up? We're not saying you need to lose weight. You need to tighten, right? Tighten it up. That's what they're doing with this, and I think it's good.
All right, last story here. Did you guys hear about the Army-Navy hotel rooms in Massachusetts that were taken from veterans and people who wanted to go see the game and given to migrants or refugees, as they're calling them? So a travel agent says at least 70 families were told their rooms were canceled with no re-accommodations for the Army-Navy.
70 families of
veterans who wanted to go see the Army-Navy game.
Like, it'd be wrong if just 70 fans got their hotel rooms. It'd be wrong if it was Bowling Green. But y'all taking this away from people who serve in the military's families?
Massachusetts has a right to shelter law, which ensures migrants and homeless families have somewhere to live. They're going to give them these hotel rooms.
Mm.
Well, that is ridiculous.
They have the right to get that game the hell out of there.
Yeah.
You come down to Alabama.
This would never happen down here.
You come playing in Jordan-Hare, I'll call Hugh.
Yeah, no, like this would never happen down here. Like that's why it's just, there's sometimes, and look, there's some good spots in other places of the country. I'm not saying that, but that would never happen down here. I mean, it's an absolute disaster. I don't want to get into the nitty-gritty about it's ridiculous. I don't even know there's nowhere else?
A spokesperson for the hotel management company said, Geary Hotel Management is thrilled to announce our commitment to provide shelter and support to refugees at our hotels. As a gesture of solidarity and humanitarian responsibility, we are opening our doors to those seeking refugees in our community. But told the veterans who booked hotels for the Army-Navy game, you're out.
That's the country we live in. And look, I know I'm dressed up at emo and goth, but that's the country we live in, that you're a refugee, all right? And you are more important than the guys who served and risked their lives for our country.
Yeah.
That's where we are now. Welcome to America, everybody. All right? We can fix it, though.
Not down here.
Not down here. You come down here, you can play wherever the hell you want.
Yeah.
It's you and your friends who are the problem right there with your get up.
Are refugees goths?
You and this refugee goths.
Great. Yeah, if there's refugees goths, I'll be freaked out.
I could just see Flaming Dragon behind.
Well, they're all. I mean, most of these guys are like
yeah,
most of these guys are like 30-year-old men. Like, it's weird. They're all just 30-year-old dudes. It's just every 30-year-old dude. It's disgusting.
It's
disgusting. But
all right.
Yep. Let's get to the chat.
All right, let's get to Dakota Blackburn. # Ask the Boys. Nice win for the Bears, but Eberflus looked panicked on the sidelines last night. You could tell he was coaching for his job. Still don't think he's the guy, okay?
I think that look was not panic. I think that look was shock that, oh my God, we're going to win this game. I think if it was any panic, like Panic at the Disco, it's a great move there. It's that they were playing that well. I think he was legitimately shocked. But I will say this, he didn't start playing conservative. Like that, he coached to win that game.
I loved it.
They were still bringing heat on defense. They were trying to take advantage of. They weren't just sitting there just running it in between the B gaps and A gaps. I thought they coached to win, but I think that look of shock, Dakota, may have been that they were playing so well.
All right, let's go to Demon Deeks with a $10 donation. I love demons. Rough start for my Deeks in 2K23. They're now +20 on the road in Death Valley this weekend. Any shot of the backdoor cover, Dave. David, shot for the backdoor, the patriarchy, Dave.
I'm taking the under.
You're taking the
I'm
under?
taking the under, and I'm getting as far away from you as I possibly can.
What? Dave. Get out of my room, Dave.
I'm trying to.
Clemson looked. God, I can't even take this. I can't even answer seriously. Clemson obviously played well last week at Syracuse. Seems like they haven't lost their spunk, right? Can they keep going? And Cade Klubnik continues to get better. Wake Forest, you do lose Sam Hartman. I don't dislike the Griffiths kid. I know he's been beat up. Dude, stop. I almost said his name.
You still don't understand my music.
I just don't think Wake Forest is just a complete enough team to be able to hang with Clemson. I think Clemson has found a little motivation in the hatred.
I'm taking the under.
All right, let's go to Chad Smith. $5 donation. Happy Friday, boys. Don't assume my gender. OU 33-28. Flaming Dragon. I'll do the one-chip challenge if OU loses, but if they win, merch. Does that sound good?
Wow. Yes, we need a video of it.
Totes, dude, whatever. All right, let's go to Ryan Gade, who turned my music off. Play my music. Ryan Gade, $5 donation. Thank you. Phillies are blazing hot. Citizens Bank Park has the absolute best atmosphere in the postseason, patriarchy.
What'd you just say?
And that's why they will kick the Braves in the nards.
All right, you know what? Time for my music.
Yeah, play our music.
A lot of Phillies.
Watch your
A lot of
mouth.
Phillies love it.
Yeah.
Phillies love in there today?
Watch your mouth.
Where are the Braves
Listen,
fans?
I don't know why you're getting excited. All you guys do if you do win is going to go to the World Series and lose because all Philly does is finish second. Unless cheesesteaks. By the way, I forgot who it was. But one of the players, I think it may have been Nolan Smith, said he went, when he first got to Philadelphia, he went up to like one of the cheesesteak places and was like, yeah, I'll take a Philly cheesesteak. And the guy was like, what? He's like, I'll take a Philly cheesesteak. He's like, no, man, you're in Philly. It's just a cheesesteak.
Oh, is that what he said?
Like, yeah,
That's understandable.
Yeah, no, it is understandable. It's just hilarious.
Yeah.
It's like, I'd have done the same thing. I'm like, yeah, man, I'll get the Philly cheesesteak. Like, what? No, it's just, I thought that was funny.
All right, let's go to 2 cranes and 1 cone. $2 donation. It says Bears win. I don't have to Adam Sandler now.
That's nice. Hey, I'm happy for you guys. I'm happy for Chicago fans, man.
I am too.
It's unfortunate the White Sox organization's coming to Nashville. Well, maybe the Rays now, because 8 people showed up at their postseason game.
All right, let's go to Bradley LeGros. $20 donation. Morning, boys.
Yup.
Happy Flaming Dragon Friday to everyone.
Yup.
Can I get a quick motivational speech? We say this for the end of the show. Let's say motivational speech for the end of the show, y'all.
About what?
For my linebacker brother, Ben, and the Fredona High School Hillbillies for their homecoming game tonight. Thank you. Go Billies and go Bills.
The Fredona High School Hillbillies?
The Hillbillies. I
That
love it.
is we need one of those shirts. Y'all have to have a hill. Brad,
We'll trade you.
we will trade you a Crane and Company shirt. We'll do a jersey swap for one of those hillbilly shirts. Please. That's what I'm talking about. And I don't want to get too lost in the weeds here. Why do teams in college and in general have mascots of things that are not in their state? Like Auburn Tigers, Missouri Tigers. Like what? There's Eagles, right? In Alabama. Okay? But like Alabama, Crimson Tide? And elephant? Where are the elephants? Right?
Well,
Where are the elephants? Don't say it.
as he said,
Don't
have you ever been to campus?
I didn't hear what you said. I'm just looking for donations.
He said, where are the elephants? And
Like-
Oh, yeah, walk around campus.
No, like it's
What do you mean?
in why do we have the NFL does a great job of this. The Philadelphia Steelers, Steel City, or Pittsburgh Steelers.
Pittsburgh.
Jesus.
It used to be the Steagles.
Steagles,
though.
that's why.
What you're thinking.
The Pittsburgh Steelers, right? The Kansas City Chiefs. There's Indians running around there.
I can't do
You
names.
found some arrowheads around there. Like the Houston Texans. Damn, that makes a lot of sense, right? We need to stop doing mascots that you're not going to find in the state. I just don't, it makes no sense. Like Hillbillies, high schools do a great job of this. Like the ones that are like the I can go through a litany of examples, but like I even get Bulldogs is fine.
My high
'Cause there's
school-
Bulldogs
My high school was the
in
Blue
Georgia.
Devils.
The what?
The Blue Devils. So
Where are those at?
I don't know what that says about state.
Yeah, where are those at? Where are the Blue Devils at?
To my room.
Look,
In your room?
we all have.
heart.
Hey, we all have demons.
That's
okay.
true.
Look over there.
Yeah, it's Demon X over here. We have live call-ins. Remember, we're about to get to them here in 1 second. One more in the chat before we get to call.
All right, let's go to Demon Deacon with
All right,
the
we
$2
got lots of
donation. Appreciate it, brother. He says, give me the Braves by 1,000,000.
God, I hope you're so right. I don't want to jinx this, though. I really don't. Like I said earlier, guys, remember, we right now, Jeremy's Razors is doing that special partnership where you can win that free trip to Vegas to see Power Slap live on October 25th. All you have to do between now and October 14th is purchase a Precision 5 Razor Starter or Jeremy's Chocolate between now and October 14th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time, and you'll be entered to win a VIP trip to see Power Slap live. It's not open to the public. It's exclusive, and the winner receives 4 tickets to Vegas to see Power Slap 5. So, slap that woke out of your shaving routine with Jeremy's Razors. Go to jeremyrazors.com/slap for complete sweepstakes rules and to purchase your Precision 5 or Jeremy's Chocolate to enter. Got to be 18 and you got to be a citizen for participation. So if you're staying in a hotel that kicked one of the veterans' families out, you're not eligible. See jeremy'srazors.com/slap for more details. Locks, leans, and dogs.
Locks, leans, and dogs.
Almost forgot, Diesel.
Pull it up.
Ha-ha. Number one of my favorite bets that I've seen in a long time. Iowa -2.5. I know Cade McNamara's hurt.
Who they got?
They got
He's
my
out for
boy
the year.
Deacon. Yep. And he shouldn't have been playing. Like, he was hurt before. Like, he shouldn't have been playing. I don't think you lose a super duper amount. It's not like Iowa's exactly tearing it up offensively, but I love them 2.5 at home against Purdue. Purdue, they don't stop the run. So I feel like Iowa's going to absolutely just shove it down their throat, like having to give a baby medicine. So give me Iowa -2.5 at -110. Then tonight, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, under 53.5. I don't think Oklahoma State's going to score a lot, right? And I think Kansas State's going to run the ball. We got that running clock. I'm just, there's just something in the air. It just smells 34-14, right? 35-17. Get it by 1.5 points. Then my leans, got 2 unders here. Bama and A&M under 46.5. You heard rumors about Milroe's hamstring. Then all of a sudden it was a hoax. But that line just fell like a nun trip down the
hoax?
steps.
Is that what they said?
Well, they said it's a hoax, and it's not a hoax. I mean, it's like crop circles, man. Who the hell knows? But Bama A&M under 46.5. Even if he is healthy, I'm taking this under. I think it's going to be a low-scoring slugfest. Then Georgia and Kentucky under 47.5. I don't think Kentucky's going to score more than 13 points. I really don't. Remember when I said that about Florida against Utah and all the Florida fans just tried to show up with torches and pitchforks like I was like Dr. Frankenstein's creation?
They score 11?
They scored like 10 or whatever it was, something like that. So give me the under 47.5. And then my dogs, Washington State.
For sure.
Right? On the road. Got a big one. I think they're going to beat UCLA. Not that I don't like Dante Moore, not that I don't like Chip Kelly, but I really like Cam Ward, and I love what Dickert's doing. By the way, a lot of people don't realize Cam Ward, incarnate word transfer, right? Made one of the biggest jumps, I think, from a throwing perspective from last year to this year. And then Temple.
Ooh.
Got UTSA at home.
Plus
445. They're plus 14. EJ Warner, trust it. Look, defensively, they're not great, but UTSA just something stinks.
Yeah.
They lost a lot. I mean, they lost, and Jeff Traylor's a hell of a coach. Wouldn't be surprised if he was at a bigger place here coming up very shortly. But give me Temple as a dog.
Interesting.
Plus 445.
I really like the Bama Texas A&M under, so I'm going to put that in my lock section. When I put this in the sharp earlier in the week.
You got it 47?
Well, it was 48.5 in the sharps earlier in the week when we talked about it.
Yeah, that's right.
47. It's been jumping around, like you said, going down a little bit. So whatever it is, when you find it, jump all over it because I still like it. And I may do the same thing I did last week with some of my locks, which is buy a couple extra points, actually.
Yeah,
and just get
like buy it down.
Buy it down. Just to get in the plus money. This is the standard minus 110 right here. I also like another under, which is Notre Dame Louisville, under 54. I was looking this morning to see if this one went down at all. It's still at 54, minus 110. I don't know. You and I watched that Louisville-NC State game together. Man. It was ugly. Notre Dame's defense is even better than NC State's is. So the question is, how many points does Notre Dame put up against Louisville? I don't think it's 55.
I don't think Jawar Jordan does anything on the ground. I don't think they're running back. And then Jack Plummer, you better make better decisions, bud.
So I like these 2 unders as my locks. I'm leaning Michigan, minus 18. On the road at Minnesota, minus 110. J.J. McCarthy really starting to sling the ball around well. Roman Wilson looking good. Let's see if we can get the run game going up at Minnesota. And then I'm taking in the Oklahoma-Texas game, The no lead to get above 16.5. And this is minus 135.
You took a bet like this a couple weeks ago and it hit.
Yeah, it did. That one may have been in an NFL game.
I think it was, but it was like 14.5.
Yeah, it was 14.5. This one's all the way up to 16.5. Now, this is minus 135. You can't get an alt line on this, so I'll see if it moves up or down at all on DraftKings. But right now, DraftKings is offering this. Texas, Oklahoma, no lead in the game is larger than 16.5. Look, I like you said, wouldn't be surprised if Texas got up 10 or 14, right? Well, even if they do, this is under that. And look, Oklahoma got blown out last year, 49-0 without Dylan Gabriel. He's back. He's healthy. It's neutral site. Let's figure out a way to keep this close and have a really good Red River shootout here. On the dog, it looks like we're all feeling Washington State.
We are.
I mean, if you're looking for some plus money there, a plus 142, the way that Cam Ward's been playing, Washington State playing UCLA, I really like that one. And then Oklahoma, I mean, just for the sheer value of it, plus 195 in a rivalry game, neutral site for all the reasons we've been talking about. I don't think you'd be foolish to take that with the value there.
I agree.
I love it. All right, let's cut my life into pieces for this one, fellas. Give me Notre Dame minus 6.5 against Louisville. Just a better team. Louisville, patriarchy, conformist. Get out of my room, they'll never understand me. All right, Michigan minus 18.5. I'm rolling with Michigan until they tell me not to.
Don't think that's crazy.
Covering machine right now, other than Rutgers, I'm pretty sure.
I just don't like that 18. I just hate that number.
I thought last week was the first time they covered.
I don't think so.
No, it was. Last week was the first time.
Good. That's the first time I bet them, so they've covered every week.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think Minnesota is just it's a little worse. Basically, Spider-Man Jim from Nebraska.
A little better.
Just a little bit better.
You know how much better? 3 points better.
Yeah, 13-10.
So I like Michigan to cover in this game. Then Rutgers. Rutgers been a cover machine this year.
They really have.
4-1.
Wisconsin, man, that doesn't look like I thought.
I did buy this up a point. Mm-hmm. Okay, it was sitting at 13.5. I feel a lot better with it at 14.5. It's going off of minus 120. Then Toledo minus 17.5. Minus 110. You're playing against UMass, all right, which is, to be honest, our ass. They're really bad this year. They're not a good football team. Toledo can score points in bunches. All right, I think Toledo's going to have.
Toledo's going to win the MAC.
Yeah, I think this is probably. If you would want to put this in your lock section, I really think you could. And for my dogs today, Riff. Give me Missouri, baby. Okay. Plus 164. Drinking the boys. They're Super Bowl, LSU, offensively great football team. But I don't think they have the personnel to fix it right now. I don't know. Hell, they can't even line up on the ball on the defensive line. Give me Missouri, close. The big kid, the kicker. Come on. Lorenzen comes through at the end of it. Absolutely.
Fat kids can hit and kick.
Give me Washington State. I'm rolling with you here too, Jake and Coney. I guess it's a whole team thing. Washington State, I don't know how they're dogs in this game.
I know.
I don't get it. Cam Ward.
Who's cooking breakfast?
Joshua Kelly, NFL receiver. He's the one who caught the one-handed pass against Oregon State, then did the spin, juked 4 guys. He's an NFL guy. I think this is an easy win by Washington State. Yeah. So those are my locks, leans, and dogs. Get out of my rim.
Wow. I love it. All right, hey, locks. I mean, we've been hot all year. Better jump on the train. All right, let's get to calls, D.
All right, we got Texas Ed on the line, and he's calling from Texas, so there you
nice.
Go. Texas Ed, what's up?
Ed, what's up, buddy?
Good morning, fellas. Howdy, y'all.
Howdy, how's it going?
Whatever.
I've got some thoughts on the Red River shootout, so stand back, let me whip it out, and let's go.
For sure.
Put it on the table, man.
I keep hearing that I should be looking at stats for OU's dominance this year. So here's a couple of stats. RPI this year, Texas number 1, OU number 12. Strength of schedule, Texas number 10, OU number 95. Combined record of their opponents, Texas 17-8, OU 13-12. So congratulations to Oklahoma football for winning their G5 championship this year. 3 wins against lower level and 1 against just promoted Cincinnati, which was quite the struggle there. I knew you were switching conferences this year, but I didn't think it was to the American. It's a good thing that the NCAA schedule makers took Georgia off the schedule this year and next before the country saw just how average you truly are. What happened? Did you blackmail a committee member to see who, or else you would show the pictures of what you used to do together when mom and dad went to bed? So, come on down to Texas State Fair. Have a corn dog. Ride a ride. Be sure to pick up your woman at the ribbon cutting ceremony. Good luck at the casinos. Texas wins 52-17.
Texas,
Love it, darkness.
Oh, I do
bringing
Spread the
heat.
darkness.
Hey, he came in and look, he pulled it out and said, "Here it is.
52-17.
Look at me, I am man."
I'd like a corn dog, though.
Yeah, God, I would too. God, fair food's so good. They just fry everything. So obviously it's really good. Texas Ed, man, thanks, dude.
Hey,
We'll see you in the chat.
All right, we'll see you there.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Appreciate it,
Whatever.
man. All right, let's go to Matthew in Arkansas. Matthew, what's up?
What's up, boys? Heartbroken Hog here.
What's
There
up,
he
Matt?
is.
And we got a must-win game this weekend if we're going to have any kind of a
We haven't
decent
really talked
season.
about it a lot. We haven't really talked about it. Arkansas goes 2 Ole Miss. I mean, panic meter.
Well,
I told
Sam
him.
Pittman,
Go ahead.
he's making some position changes. They're moving the sophomore that was at left tackle to center. They're moving one of the veteran guys out to left tackle, moving somebody else around at guard, and they're putting in Dominique Johnson, who was that big running back. They're splitting him at tight end now to make up for Luke Haz's loss. So we'll see how that works out.
Hey, look, you have to make adjustments. You have to make changes when it's not going good to show that you're doing something. But when you're playing musical chairs at tackle and center, that's really worrisome. And I hate it for Coach Pittman. Yeah, I hate it for Coach Pittman because it seems like the situation where, like, growing up, like, you find out, you have a friend that have 2 parents that are really nice and they seem great together, and then they get divorced your sophomore year of high school, and you're like, I don't get it. How did it not work out? Like, how did it not work?
Are you ready for
That's
a new
how Sam
coach?
Pittman in Arkansas.
Are you ready for a new coach in Arkansas, Matthew?
It depends how this season goes. I think maybe the real mistake, it's hard to tell with how bad the O-line is going, but, it's hard to believe it's fallen off so much from last year. Maybe the problem is Dan Enos, and I'd say fire him, but we don't have anyone to replace him with anymore. No one has any offensive play calling experience. Sam Pittman's more of just a GM guy.
Well, here's my thing. It's crazy because typically the team, when they're successful, they take on the identity of the head coach. Sam Pittman's an offensive line guy, physical guy, and Arkansas has pretty much been the Wisconsin of the South, right? Big Siberian cave trolls up front, downhill running game, monstrous dude. Like, can defenders get lost because running backs can hide because they're so big? But Arkansas hadn't even been good at that. So not only have you not adopted the identity of your head coach, you've went away from the identity of what Arkansas truly is, in my opinion. And I know, David, you're not a big fan of hey, we've been doing this forever, so this is how it is. But it just, to me, I'm just shocked that they're not good up front. Like, and you've had time. Not like you hadn't had time. It's not Hugh Freeze in year one.
You say that. I actually do have a respect for these programs that sort of that tie their identity to the community, right? But only if it works. And I'm talking about this because I'm from Statesboro, where Georgia Southern ran the triple option. And it was like anytime a coach tried to come in and implement a passing system, there was this sort of arrogance about it that, no, unless we won national championships running the triple option, that's all we can do to succeed. That's the part where I'm like, no, that's not entirely true. Now, what's going on down there right now, throwing the football 55 times a game?
How about that?
No one in the Deep South knows what to do with that. So that's a little weird. But, the schedule at Ole Miss now and then at Alabama, you lose both of those. That'll be 5 straight losses there, Matthew. And then, you get Mississippi State, but then on the road at Florida, Auburn at home, FIU, and then Missouri.
Well, there's a guy who just, walked into College Station this year. Just calling them offensive plays, and maybe
there's no
Bobby Petrino
way.
Needs to come home.
Would you take Bobby Petrino back?
No
maybe look.
way.
All right, let Texas A&M start lining up on offense.
There's no way. But Matthew, we'll see, man.
The number one name I've seen among the people who already want to fire Sam Pittman.
Who?
They
Gus
want
Malzahn?
Deion Sanders.
Who just signed
No.
Deion ain't leaving Colorado.
Deion's not leaving
to come to
Colorado to go to
Arkansas.
Arkansas.
What?
I'm sorry. And I love
Something
Arkansas.
I didn't know. Deion actually interviewed for the job back in 2019 when he was still a high school coach, apparently.
Yeah, look, I'm just telling you right now, I think you can wish in one hand and do something else in the other, and I can tell you which one will fill up faster on that one. But we'll see, man. I hope Coach Pitt can turn it around. I really do. But Matthew, appreciate it, buddy. Good luck this weekend.
Man.
All right, let's go
Y'all
to
have a good
Walter. Walter's in Oklahoma. Walter, what's up?
Oh, here we go.
Hey, good morning.
Walter, what's up, buddy?
I'm an Oklahoma fan.
Yep.
I've got a response to some of the baby Texas rants over the week, especially on Wednesday. I think I'm going to music here in about 5 seconds. Just give me a minute here to dispel all this nonsense.
You said you want the music?
Yes, sir.
Hey, play the music.
Spread your darkness.
Yeah, embrace the darkness, Walter.
It's funny how the loudmouth this time of year, but I guess one good season in the last decade is called overachieving in the lone win state. Or I guess winning against a washed-up SEC team with 3 third-string quarterbacks is about as excited as a UT fan gets these days. Great win, right? About as great as bumbling your way through Rice, Wyoming, and a Kansas without Jalen Daniels. Let's compare Texas to Oklahoma, as if we could. Since 2000, we have 4 Heisman, Texas, 0. 4 playoff appearances, Texas, well, you get the idea. Red River shootouts, OU leads 16-8. In the last 10 years, we've won 103 games, Texas, 66. And Wikipedia's copy and paste Big 12 championship page shows we've won 8 since you last won 1. A disappointing season for us is running up in the Heisman. For you, whenever you first set foot on the field. Rivalry? I'm a bit embarrassed to be associated with Texas. Now, baby Texas said our mascot is a trailer home. At least our quarterback doesn't live in one.
Ooh.
Baby Texas said that OU is made up of Texas kids, as if that's an insult to Oklahoma. If I was a Texas 4-star, I'd want to leave Texas as soon as I could as well. OU was 6-6 last year, and it was catastrophic. At University of Texas, that's called football season. But let's be real. You might actually win this year since we're legitimately rebuilding for the first time in half a century. At least we haven't been rebuilding every year since Vince Young. Now, Austin is the perfect city for UT, home to hipsters, lefties, snake oil companies, and bum pits. Oh, and fake football teams. I had to scroll down to get to that one in the ranking of TripAdvisor. Oh, and your rust orange is easily the worst color in college football. Everyone knows that. I think I prefer Maryland's puke helmets. For the little kiddies at Texas, though, apparently every day is Halloween. Eat candy corn, you chumps. So, in conclusion, baby Texas, you're favored tomorrow, but I never underestimate your ability to lose against all odds. Whatever happens, though, it's just one day. Let's imagine the future. We'll still see you in the SEC when you become a second-best team in Texas. But hey, wherever we go, we'll always need someone to shine our trophies. Baby Texas, say my name.
Oh, Walter out. Get him out.
Spread your darkness, Walker.
Get him out.
Wow.
And he finished when the music stopped. Mic drop.
Get
You
out
got to
of
get
my
him
room,
off.
Texas.
You got to get him off the line.
What a call.
God, I love this so much. That's got to go,
That's
PJ.
top 3?
PJ, that's got to go on social.
Top 3?
That's got to go on social.
What are
Wow.
people in the
Chad's
chat
over
saying
there
about
crying in happiness right now.
Everyone in the chat is just crying right now. As UT Park says, Texas has 4 titles and 4th all time in wins. Have like 4 more unclaimed title ones, which ones should be claimed. Shut up, Oklahoma fans.
Look, he's right since 2000. We're really since 2006.
Some of those numbers he was reeling off?
Yeah.
I didn't know it was like that.
Oklahoma dominance recently.
Goodness gracious.
All right, let's go to Sam. We got Sam on the line from New York. Sam, what's up?
Oh, New York. Be careful.
Sam, can you hear us?
Sam.
Skyhook Sam.
Hey, boys.
What up?
So I got a question about who you guys think the best team in the league is, or who the worst is, actually. I thought it was the Bears, but after that win the other night, it might be the Giants.
Well, here's the thing. Like,
Answers up there.
is it the situation where you're saying the worst team in the league today when we woke up, or at the end of the year, right? Because I think like which one? Because those are 2 different things to me.
I think today. That's what I was thinking.
Okay, you think today. I think you can make a logical argument for the Giants. I think you could still make a logical argument for the Bears.
I think so too.
You know, I'm not sitting here saying, the Bears, you had one good game against a Redskins team that has been up and down, right? Has been up and down. We watched them against the Bills and we watched them against the Eagles. I mean, goodness gracious, like the guy from Split. One team, though, that I'm looking at that looks really, really, really bad, that has, I don't think, any chance, and I'm hoping that continues this weekend, and Shaq Thompson's been hurt, it's the Panthers.
Yeah.
But the Panthers are
Yeah, I
worse.
say the Panthers.
I mean, you got to put the Panthers up there. You put the Broncos up there.
But the Broncos beat the Bears, so I'm not going to put the Bears in front of say the Bears are better than the Broncos.
And it's tough to say the Cardinals now. I thought the Cardinals would be the
No,
worst,
I'm not saying the Cardinals.
worst team in
Raiders?
the league coming in, but
No, I would say so. Well, let's say this: Bears play the Panthers tomorrow. Sam, who you picking?
I think I'm picking the Panthers.
You're picking the Panthers.
Really?
Really? See, I'm picking the Bears.
I'm probably
I just don't think the Panthers can score.
without Shaq Thompson. Like that defense
Yeah.
is not.
I just think they're due for a win.
But hey, how bad is it up there with the Giants? Like, how bad is just the feeling? I was looking at the people in the crowd during that last game, and it just looks like Surrender Cobra.
Oh, yeah. I mean, people are pissed. It's pretty bad.
Well,
I mean, how about Evan Neal? Did y'all see that? What do you think about that? What Evan Neal said?
I didn't see that.
Oh, he said he screamed like "F you" or something to the fans, and then in a post-game interview said that why would I care what they think? They just make the hot dogs
the
and do all this
opinions
other
of
stuff.
burger flippers.
The opinions of burger flippers and hot dog boilers.
He came out and apologized and
Man,
said, I came from humble
nah.
beginnings
It's like that
too,
thing
but-
you said when you're drunk that you really mean and then apologize like the next day. Nah.
Yeah, I mean, I could honestly play better than the O-line.
Yeah.
well, it's amazing what this team looks at without Saquon Barkley.
Well, it's so much more than that, though. Like it's so much more than that. Like I'm watching the Giants. This is a whole team thing.
Yeah.
Like I've watched multiple times. The offensive line is awful. Where's Saquon going to run?
Well, with
Like I know
Saquon-
they had Andrew Thomas out.
With Saquon in the game, they averaged, I think, 60 to 70 more yards and a touchdown more in a game.
I don't think Saquon would have gone anywhere the other night.
And if this happened in Brian Daboll's first year, it'd be a little bit more understandable. But he got everyone on that team to play above their abilities, I thought, last
Yeah,
year, especially
it's-
Daniel Jones.
Sam, man, I hope they turn it around, bro. I really do.
Yeah, would you bench him if you were Dable? Would you bench Jones?
Well, like again,
Backup.
look at the offensive line. Like, and Daniel's made mistakes. He's turned the ball over too much, right? But like, there's only so much you can do. There's times where he's snapping the ball, and it's just an absolute tidal wave of defenders in his face. Like, there's one time where 3 guys just were basically untouched.
I think Tyrod Taylor's the backup.
I mean, was he just going to run around a little bit more? Like, I don't know. The offensive line's got to get healthy, but there's so many problems going on right there, just within the team. It looks like I don't know if that's the answer. I don't know if that's the answer,
Yeah.
Sam.
Yeah. Well, appreciate you guys. You guys have a good one.
Hey, you too, Sam.
Sam,
Thanks,
have a
buddy.
good weekend. Fight the patriarchy.
All right, they're rebooting my call sheet here, so go to the.
Okay, let's go to some donations. Go to Arik Kasky with the $5 dono. Morning, boys. Don't assume my gender. He says, I need some fantasy advice. Do I start Brock Dirty Purdy or CJ Stroud? CJ's been
CJ.
balling. You got to remember.
Where are the Texans at? They're on the road this week at
It's 49ers Dallas this week.
yep, huge.
And the Texans,
Where are the Texans at?
1 second.
They're like 1-point underdogs, I think.
And the Texans have, like, offensively have been one of the
They're at
better-
the Falcons.
They're at the Falcons.
Start CJ.
Really?
The Falcons secondary is one of the best in the league.
Okay.
God,
Well,
and he's playing the
49ers are playing the
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
I know. That's just
Here's the thing.
Michael Parsons says hello.
Either you pretty much know what Brock's going to do. Like, I don't think Brock's going to throw for 300 yards. I think it's going to be like 215 with maybe a touchdown. He's going to be efficient, not screw it up. CJ against the Falcons, like, it's been going so good for a while. Like, when's that bad week coming?
well. The only thing you're worried about the 49ers is like you need Brock. Brock's not going to throw for 300, so you need passing touchdowns. That's what you need. And once they get in the red zone, it's going to be a lot of hay.
But hey, Christian
Christian
catches a lot of
McCaffrey.
passes, believe me.
True,
Like,
but he ran the hell out of it yesterday.
Yeah.
Last time they played. So, and that's tough. If anything, I'm picking CJ Stroud probably.
Yeah, I think you'd have a better see it. Like, if you need that high value play, I think there's a better chance CJ Stroud balls out.
All right, let's go to Sean Ketsever with a $5 donation. Appreciate it, Shawnee. Blaine, here's some cash to go get Jesus. Jake has a package arrive. And what does Cal need to do to play with Oregon State?
Sean, it said part of the package has arrived. We're going to check on it today. Those are the ketchup chips. What was the second question?
What does Cal need to do to be able to play with Oregon State?
You got to shut down the run. You got to find a way and look. You look at what Coach Wilcox is. He's a defensive guy that they brought in. Former head coach at Texas State. Absolutely losing my mind right now. I can't remember Jake Spavital.
Mm-hmm.
They're not great offensively. They've got one kid that can really run around, can extend the play. But if you're going to beat Oregon State, you got to stop the run. Because if you don't stop the run, then they're going to kill you on play action, and DJU doesn't have to beat you. Not that DJU isn't a good player. I don't think he's a great player. But Oregon State is a true run-to-pass team, run-to-play action team, play action, take your shots. If you don't stop the run, they're going to get downhill on you like a luge contest. You got to make DJU beat you. That's the way it goes. So I don't think they can. I think it was a 9.5-point spread, something like that. That is a bet that will be. I'm releasing my Crane-Pythagorean theorem bet today. Bound to hit. But no, you got to stop the run. I don't think they can.
Let's go to Freeway Jared with a $10 donation. Appreciate it, Jared. Says Missouri was a half slave state and a half free state. The Tigers' weak nicknames of those who defended the land from attack pro-slavery Missourians since the state had many internal violent conflicts. So
Tigers?
So there is someone, I guess, of relativity to the Missouri being Tigers. And
that's a stretch.
That's a reach, right?
That's it. Freeway Jared, I appreciate it, right? I didn't know that. So, but like when I think of Tigers, I think of like, hey man, wow, there's Shere Khan. Okay, like I'm not thinking about like the nickname of a squadron in World War II that flew over Missouri 3 times. Like why can't we be the Missouri, whatever plainsmen or whatever Missouri, whatever goes on in Missouri, the Missourians. Something has to happen. What state? What is it's like the Show Me State, and is Missouri the Show Me State? What's the state nickname of Missouri?
I don't know. I'll look it up.
Yeah, let's look it up. This is a good historical. Let's get a historical right here. Down the history.
Yeah, the Show Me State.
Are you serious?
Missouri's the Show Me State.
The Missouri Showman.
There you go.
Not shaman. The showman. How about that? Top hat, Kane?
The slogan is not official, but is common throughout the state and is used on Missouri license plates. There
the showman. How about that? How about that? Fixed it.
All right, let's go to UT. He says, hats off to Bob Stoops for taking over an Oklahoma program, again on probation, and putting them on a dominant trajectory and hitting gold on Lincoln Riley.
Look, Bob Stoops, big game Bob. It's not just big game Bob, it's big decision Bob. I'm Bob Stoops' guy. I like the way he goes about it. Sitcom dad. Got to trust it.
All right, let's go to Aaron Demers. He wants to know, how does Louisville win this game versus Notre Dame?
Well, the style that Notre Dame plays, it almost feels like it keeps the game close either way. Because, they're methodical. That they're not going to sit here and take shots on shots. It isn't a frat party. But if Louisville's got a chance to win this game, I mean, something similar than Cal, you do have to stop the run, and you need to make the skill players on the outside of Notre Dame beat you. Because that's where they're kind of the weakest, in my opinion, because they're young. Like Greathouse, good player. Tight end's going to get his. Sam's going to make good decisions. But you really just got to hang in there with Notre Dame and give yourself a chance at the end. Like, I don't know, Duke, who still made mistakes. Notre Dame's game is they're going to wait you out, right? They're not the guy that breaks. Notre Dame's not the guy that breaks into your house and just shoots you when you come out of your room. Notre Dame's the guy that hides behind the trash can until you go out on Thursday to get the trash can and shoots you. So, like, to me, Louisville just got to hang around. Plummer's got to make better decisions. You've got to continue to try and run the ball even if it's not working if you're Louisville. Even if it's not working. Because if you get to the point where the Louisville defense has been out in the field, who's punched way above their weight this year, the defense has been out in the field the whole time, that's when science and physics and gravity takes over for Notre Dame. And they're going to lean on you, and they're going to finish you at the end. They're going to beat you by like 9 points and knee it out and go on some 6.5 minute drive to put you away. Like there's a couple things, and that's what I think they are.
Let's go to Fake Jake at I'm Real. How many years until MSU football is an actual contender? Go green, David. Let's hear it.
Fake Jake at I'm Real.
I love it. So it's like they say, what is the Babylon Bee? It's like fake news you can trust. Till Michigan State. Depends on who they hire.
Yeah, that's the answer.
I mean, it depends on who they hire. I don't know yet because they're obviously, apparently the Urban Meyer, there's just no interest.
Who would be your top 3 right now?
If I'm Michigan State, if I'm hiring them.
Yes.
Urban Meyer 1.
Okay.
Mike Elko 2. And we're assuming they would take the job. 3 would be, give me Todd Monken.
Not Brian Harsin.
Look, I'm not trying to ruin their program. Look, if this is a job about lifting weights and talking about accountability, then yeah. But no, Todd Monken, OC the Ravens.
That's the right answer, though. It depends on who the coach is. I mean, Urban Meyer's coming in there and winning games right off the bat. I'm sorry, he just is, right? I think that that, and there are some other coaches like that too. But there, you could also make a good hire where it takes a couple years.
Did you see the thing where the professor at Michigan State got caught? Like it was like a fake person. Like there's a professor.
Yeah, he had warrants out for a meth lab, and he fled a state and somehow ended up as an imposter Michigan State professor.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I heard that.
I just thought like the first thing I thought of my mom was like Urban Meyer with a mustache.
Not a lot of things going right for Michigan State right
Michigan State. I didn't hear that story.
Like it's one like you got tricked like that. Like somebody literally, but that's basically like the thesis of the show Suits, except you're a college professor.
Wow.
And it was selling weed, not meth.
I think it's going to take a little bit of time, man, for them to get back.
With the transfer portal, though, depending on, like, you hire a big gun, right? You bring in Urban to Urban.
It's not going to happen.
Comes in there in the transfer portal. I know it's not going to happen, David, but I think if they wanted to win, like, again, I'll ask them, how bad do y'all want to win? It's not like Urban. Y'all make him sound like Kim Jong-un.
What about like a Cliff Kingsbury type coming back to college from the league?
Meh. I mean, he'd be good on offense. Kinda.
It's just not really the style they play.
I don't feel like a fit. That's not. I just don't feel like it's a good fit.
All right, let's go to Heartbroken Hog. He said the Giants are going to miss the playoffs, LOL. That's what you get for signing a backup to a $140 million contract.
Ooh. I don't know. You balled last year. All right, while I'm walking over here, you want to read any donuts that you
Yeah, let's go to the house that Cody built, $5 donation.
Oh.
Jim Harbaugh has more NFL career rushing yards than Bo Jackson.
Yeah.
What a stat.
Yeah.
Okay, and that guy was running a meth lab, one weed.
I said that's the difference between the.
Oh, okay. I thought you said it was weed.
Man.
So this guy, Mr. San was placed on leave after it was discovered he was a fugitive with a fake name. He was busted running a meth lab before avoiding prosecution.
And he got hired to be a professor at Michigan State. Like he was really hired. He wasn't just in there unofficially, like pretending.
Yeah, yeah, he was a professor.
He got hired.
Yeah, he was a professor.
What are we doing? What are we doing, Michigan State? What's going on in East Lansing?
I don't know. Apparently, everything.
Goodness
Apparently everything's
gracious,
going on.
man.
All right, let's get to bets. Yesterday, Commanders, Redskins, whatever you want to call them, they let us all down. Okay? But I'll tell you what won't let you down. You win a free trip to Vegas. Watch Power Slap Live on October 25th with Jeremy's Razors Partnership. Yeah, I'm talking about it again. All you have to do between now and October 14th is purchase a Precision 5 Razor Starter set or Jeremy's Chocolate. All right? That's between now and October 15th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern, just to remind you. And you'll be entered to win that VIP trip to see it live. All right? This is an exclusive event. It's not open to the public. And that one lucky winner, you get 4 tickets. That's quattro in Spanish, all right? And something in Italian to see Power Slap 5. So, change up your shaving routine. Slap the hell out of it with Jeremy's Razors. Go to jeremyrazors.com/slap for the complete sweepstakes rules and to purchase your Precision 5 or Jeremy's Chocolate to enter. Got to be 18 years or older. You got to be a U.S. citizen. So, if you snuck over here, sorry. No purchase necessary. jeremyrazors.com/slap for more details. All right, here's what I got tonight. Nebraska, Illinois. I told you. I feel like that Nebraska can actually move the ball against this Illinois team. I feel like Altmaier's got enough in him. Like there may be a special team score, maybe a couple of defensive scores. Give me Nebraska, Illinois, alternate line over 41 at -134. All right, 10-4 in the month. Need to get back on the train. All right, it was 10-0. We need to lock this stuff back in. All right, then K-State, another alternate. I don't like 11, okay? That's why I didn't watch Stranger Things. So give them to me -9 at -143. Those are 2 alternate lines. Nebraska, Illinois, over 41. K-State, -9 at -143. David.
All right, man. My 11-1 start got busted last night with the Redskins blowing it. But here we go. I'm going to get back on the wagon here. Kansas State, -9.5. I bought this down to -9.5 at -140. And then I want to go Kansas State money line plus Illinois money line in a 2-team parlay, -103.
I love it. All right, let the darkness spread within you. Give me K-State. -10.5. I think this is going to be a beatdown. I really do. That's going off at -115. And look, I'll bet against Nebraska until they show me they are competent at all when it comes to football. Give me Illinois money line going off at -164.
Ace Cone, he's riding the Thunder. K-State, Oak State under 53.5, -110. Then Nebraska, I really love this bet. +3.5. 3 in the hook at -110. Darkness.
All right, let's go to Kyle Moore. Howdy, boys. Cowboy here. Been a minute since I've been able to watch live, but it's hate week at 6:56 a.m., and OU still sucks.
Wow.
I love all the hate between these guys. Let's go to Luke Bernard with a $5 donation. The Diary of Blaine 5 Flaming Dragon punched 3 dungeons down, Blaine, the pics are cooking in my DMs.
Oh,
hey, we're going to eat this weekend, big dog.
Oh, I love it.
We're going to absolutely eat this weekend.
Speaking of eating, those Good Ranchers pics look good, man. My box came too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I put a picture on Twitter. Did you see it?
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Jordan Tooley. He keeps that Tooley on him. Good morning, boys. Good morning to you, Jordan. Great win for my Bears last night. Yeah. Kind of hit this earlier. He says he wants the keys for the Notre Dame Louisville game, but he wants it in Jake's Lou Holtz voice.
I gave the keys earlier. Here's what you got to do. You got to stop a run. Because you don't stop the run against a team like Notre Dame, they're going to kick your ass up and down the field. And I want to say this. Jack Summers made more bad decisions than Ryan Day the last 3 weeks. Yeah, he's doing a good job. He's got a little beef with me. But at the end of the day, Notre Dame's going to take Louisville to Woodshed like I take a Ryan Day to Woodshed and take him to Woodshed. Ryan Day's what I do with Lou Holtz.
All right. Let's go to Too Much Pizza Sauce, $5 donation. Quickly, can you talk about my Reds? I know they didn't make the playoffs, but they exceeded expectations. And with the young talent, one has to be hopeful for the future.
Should be very hopeful, especially when you got that alien Ellie De La Cruz. Goodness gracious, you should be hopeful. Just look at the Orioles.
All right, boys, I think that's the donations for today. Let me double check this
Polio.
Very quickly.
Shout out FDR.
If I did miss your donations. Okay, yeah. Marine Pops, $5 donation. Morning, guys. The wife and I hit a 7-year anniversary tomorrow.
Congrats.
Just want to know, love your motivational speeches. Send one for the Langleys. Thanks, y'all. We can save that to Monday.
Yeah, we'll get you Monday,
the producer, to put that down. Eric Caskey, $5 donation. Just placed a Crane & Company Locks of the Week parlay, boys.
Let's do it.
Good luck. Let's get after this.
Ride the lightning.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Poll.
Oh, yes. Poll. Does Georgia cover minus 14.5 against Kentucky?
I think they do, but I think they said they don't. Give me no at a very emotional 56%.
Do they cover minus 14.5? You say the Booster Club says no. I'll say they said yes, just 51%.
No, 52%.
Wow,
and yes,
tight.
48.
That's close. I
That
hope the
is
game's
close.
that close.
But you know what wasn't close? Us smashing the under on Flaming Dragon Friday.
Darkness, cause tonight will be the night that I will fall for ya. You were dying, made me change my mind.
One more time.
That's
Cause tonight will be the night that I will fall for ya. You were dying, made me change my mind.
What about where are you?
What a perfect
Where
way
are
to
you?
end, what a perfect way to end the show. We appreciate you guys. Hey, great job, Jimmy.
Oh, man.
Yeah, right there. Oh, that hurts. Thank you guys for checking us out. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. And like the chances of this guy wearing this again, we're going. Woo! Gone.